Okay, we are now being recorded, so watch what you say. If you say anything naughty, we're going to catch it. Okay. Okay, first of all, welcome to Games. The class goes under so many different names all the time, I just go with Games. It's just easier that way. And, okay, I hope you enjoyed the class. Hopefully you got a lot out of it. I felt like we covered a lot and we did good work. I always like to do that one when someone's about to pop in, because then they're like, what, I just missed everything? So you guys were here, so it didn't work. You're already going. Goodbye. Okay. So a little about me. I figure this is the intro class. I'll give you the not the intro class, the intro live session. Okay, let's see. I was born and bred in New Jersey. So right now I consider myself to be talking very quietly and very slowly. I get a lot louder and a lot faster, and that's just normal for me. If you find that I'm doing it, you have my permission to type naughty things in the chat box, because I don't know I'm doing it. Where are you guys all from? You can just type it in the chat box. Texas, okay. Oh, Coe, you're right by here. Oh, Philly. I lived near Philly for a couple of years. I lived right outside of Doylestown. Like 20, it's supposedly 20 minutes from Philly, but I don't know. It never took 20 minutes. So, Coe, you're pretty close. And Texas, where in Texas are you? It's kind of a big state. Oh, Dallas. Okay. Are you a Dallas Cowboy fan? Okay, good. Because I'd fail you. I would have to. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm a diehard Steelers fan. So if anyone's a Patriot fan, I will fail you right now. Just might as well just get it out of the way now, because I will not pass you. I hate the Patriots. Anyway, let's see. What other things about me? I like pool and bowling. The sport of kings. Oh yeah, by the way, I muted everybody because my computer does some weird stuff when we hit around 4 or 5 people. I get some horrible feedback on it. So I'm playing it safe and I'm just muting it for now. If you have to say something, just type in the chat box and I can unmute you. Let's see. I used to do improv in New York City. Anyone ever heard of the show Whose Line Is It Anyway? You ever hear of that? Okay. It was nothing like that. I was just curious if you heard of the show. I used to do what was called long form improv. Whose line is it anyway? Is short form. I trained at Amy Poehler's theater, the Upright Citizens Brigade. Amy Poehler, from Parks and Recreation, she's like 2 feet tall. She came and performed for us once in the theater. She was with Rachel Dratch, who used to perform on Saturday Night Live. The two of them together on each other's shoulders wouldn't be a regular sized person. They were tiny. It was so funny because Rachel Dratch, if you remember her from Saturday Night Live, she was Debbie Downer. She was leaving one day, and after the performance, and I hear her on the phone going, "Yes, Tina, I'm coming." I'm like, "Oh, neat." She's talking to Tina Fey. So I ran into some people. Who is Horatio Sands? It's been a while since I've done it, so most of these people are not on Saturday Night Live anymore. Let's see what else. I'm a storehouse of useless trivia. So if you need a ringer for a Trivial Pursuit game, you give me a call. I can't remember my calculus to save my life, but I could tell you all 6 Stooges and their last names. It's pretty sad, I know. Let's see. I also have this amazing ability to make people rich and famous. What it is fame and riches come at me, but they come at me so fast they miss me and hit the people around me. If you want to become rich and famous, after this class, don't ever talk to me again. I found that when people leave my life, they become rich and famous. Let's see. I went to high school. Anybody ever see the movie or hear of the movie Hugo? Came out a couple of years ago, I think. It was a Martin Scorsese film. Well, the guy who wrote the book for Hugo, I was buddies with him all through high school. His name was Brian Selznick. One of my other friends, he's like a multi-millionaire, almost a billionaire. He hobnobs with presidential candidates. He's in charge of a multinational corporation. Haven't talked to him in years. Let's see what else. I'm related to an actor. Anybody ever hear the show Seinfeld? It was a tiny show. You might not have seen it. Yeah. I'm related. I stopped talking to this guy. It's a guy. So out of the 4, one of them's a girl, so she's out. I stopped talking to him in '87, just before he hit it big. I'll give you a hint. I'm bald. So who am I related to? If you think of the show, you can figure it out. George, right. You guys know him as Jason Alexander. His real name is J. Scott Greenspan. We had to always call him J. Scott. You could not call him J. So if you want to become rich and famous, just, like I said, just stop talking to me after this. It seems to work for everybody. I did improv with a guy named Andy Milanakis, and you might not know him, but if you saw him, you'd recognize him. He has the same thing Gary Coleman had. When I first saw him outside the theater before we performed, yeah, young looking guy. He was smoking, drinking, cursing. It was midnight. He was grabbing anyone to walk by. I was like, what kind of person lets a 12-year-old do this? Meanwhile, he was like 28. So if you happen to see him, he's really short and he's got puffy cheeks. He looks like a little kid, but he's probably 30 by now, if not more. Anyway, so that's my tales of woe. So like I said, if you want to become rich and famous, stop talking to me after this. This is my office number. There's my extension right here. But here's a cell number. If you'd like to call me, you are welcome to call me on my cell phone. That's why I'm putting it here. In fact, it's probably easier to call me on my cell phone. By the way, my cell phone, I have two. One of them is strictly for full sale. Sorry, I was having trouble breathing there for a second. See, I talk too fast. The full sale one is this one. Now, if you call that number and it goes to the machine and you're leaving a message, and all of a sudden, like 2 seconds later, you get a call from a 908 area code, that's me calling on my other phone. There's something really weird about this phone that it seems to shut itself off or it won't let me call out. So if you call it and you leave a message, I could very well have been trying to pick it up and I didn't get it in time. So if you see a 908 area code after that, just pick it up. That's me. I'm calling you from one of my New Jersey phones. See, I still have my Jersey area code phone. Oh, just popped out my cord for the power. That's a bad thing. Won't be able to have class for a while. Okay. Chat. Once again, my computer's really messed up. They don't like me. My chat, my AOL chat, it'll tell you I'm on and I'm not. And then other times you'll go, oh, you weren't on all day. And I'll be like, yeah, I was on all day. So your best bet, cell phone. It's the easiest way to get me. Okay, what's this class about? Who's it for? This is for anybody, really. It's for people who do training, who want to do effective training. It's not just for academia. It's for if you're in the industry, if you're in the military, and if you're in academia. I used to teach classes for a small company called AT&T. I don't know if you ever heard of them. It's really funny. Wherever I went, I must have had horrible luck to the buildings because almost all the buildings I ever taught at are physically gone. It's not like AT&T just left the building. I mean, a couple of them are physically non-existent anymore. So I used to do that corporate training for AT&T. So I'm used to that too. Now, I don't think we have anyone in the EMDT program. I think that's finally gone by the wayside. I don't know if we have any certificate versus program students, but a certificate student, and there's nothing wrong with either of them, a certificate student is somebody who's coming for a certificate and they only have to take 4 classes out of the entire curriculum. A program student, you're here for the year, you're taking all 12. Honestly, it's pretty much the same for you. If we have any certificate students in here, you're going to notice it's pretty much the same as the program students. There's minor little differences. Are you allowed to talk to each other if you're a certificate student versus a program student? Of course not. No, don't be talking to each other. Yes, of course you can. You can he doesn't want to even talk to you. Of course you can talk to each other. That's why we put them together. It's so you can talk to each other. And this class should be fun. Stretch yourself. Don't just, let's say, for example, one of the things wants you to use PowerPoint. I mean, stretch yourself. Use Prezi. See what you can do. Really have a good time with this class. This is probably one of the least, I don't want to say rigorous, but like, for example, I think month 5 with Dr. Deason, that's a lot of reading and stuff. That one's very academic oriented. This one is not so much so. This one you should have yeah, he's having a good time already. This one you should have a real good time with. Now, also, just so you know, I can be bribed. So if you want to send me cash, I'm running a special this month. Buy 1 point, get 1 point absolutely free. I think it's a good deal. It's $50 a point. I'll set up a PayPal account for everybody. Or milk chocolate works. Chocolate, it's very excellent to bribe me. But don't be sending me dark chocolate. Dark chocolate's a tool of the devil. Everybody knows dark chocolate's disgusting. Mint chocolate, oh my God. If you want to I'll expel you from the whole school. You send me mint dark chocolate. Oh, I saw, what was that, Three Musketeers the other day? It was mint dark chocolate. I'm like, what kind of abomination is this? It's like the metric system. Makes no sense. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully you don't have to bribe me. Okay, late policy. Now, assignments, I'm allowed to give you a 3-day grace period. Discussion boards, I can't. They told me point blank, I cannot extend them. If you miss a discussion board, I can't open it up again. They won't give me that power. Now, with assignments, let's say the assignment's due on Sunday, and it's Thursday, and you look at your calendar, you're like, oh no, the Venusians are coming to probe me this Sunday. I'll never get my assignment done. Now that happens. I mean, the Venusians come and probe you. It happens to all of us. And if you think it doesn't, then the government got to you. Right about now, you're probably going, what is this guy smoking right now? I'm just kidding. So if, let's say you know for a fact you're not going to make it, send me an email. I'm happy to work with you on it. I'll be happy to give you a few more days, even more than the 3, as long as we work it out beforehand. Now, let's say it's Sunday and all of a sudden a knock on the door and it's the Martians. They're coming to probe you. They're very unreliable, those Martians. So you have to run out. Send me an email like on Monday saying, look, sorry I didn't get it to you. You know, the Martians came. I couldn't do it. So we'll work something out. Don't wait a whole nother week and go, oh, yeah, last week I couldn't do it. I was busy. You know, that's not going to fly. I can't do anything at that point. Now, also, you got to make sure I'm going to believe you. If you tell me your grandmother died, I'm not going to question you. You don't have to give me a doctor's note. You don't have to get me anything. I'm going to believe you. But I'll warn you this. I remember it was about 2 years ago. This was in a different. I did some teaching in a different discipline at Full Sail. I was helping them out, and I had a student. He was an undergrad, so he just got out of high school. It was in month 3 of their program. He said his grandmother died. I felt horrible for him. I was like, "That's awful. Of course I'll help you out." Well, I taught 2 classes that year, and 8 months later, I got him again, and his grandmother passed away again. I was like, "Oh my, that's awful. That's horrible." I talked to some of the other teachers. His grandmother passed away like 5 times. I'm like, wow, this poor woman, she keeps coming back from the dead just to pass away again. I mean, give it a rest already. Just let it go. But so yeah, he got in trouble. So you know, I'm very easygoing. If you can even say to me, look, Andy, I just spaced out. I didn't get it done in time. Sorry. I'll be like, no problem. I'm more. If it was up to me, I'd give you all A's. I'd give you all hundreds. I can't do that, but I wish I could. But if it was up to maybe it's other 4 grandmas, who knows how many he had, but somehow they were dropping like flies. But if you, like I said, you could just tell me I spaced out, I didn't get it in on time. I'm happy to work with you. I want to see you get this stuff and enjoy it and learn something from it, then worry about a score. Okay. You guys know about professionalism. Just so you know, I graded at the end. So that's the first one, and you won't see a grade in that until the bitter end, only because I have to wait until everything comes in. That's the way I handle it. So just warning you about that. Virtual meetings, do you have to come to them all? You're supposed to, but if you can't, you can always listen to the archive. It's not as thrilling, but you can do it. Okay, grades. Grades take anywhere from a day to a week to grade. Now, let's say you get an 80 on something, and you look at it and he goes, hey, he said I didn't do this, and I did it. Don't send me an email with your guns blazing, calling me every name in the book. Although it'd be kind of fun. I'd like to see what names you call me. Trust me, I'm not trying to fail you. I'd rather you all get hundreds. I probably just missed it. It happens. I grade a lot of things. I might have just accidentally missed it. Just say, hey, Andy, did you see I did do it? And I'd be like, oh, yeah, you did. I'm sorry. And I'd be more than happy to give you the points. Now, on the flip side, let's say I give you a 90 and you look and go, whoa, he gave me 10 points and I didn't even do that part. Then keep your mouth shut. Don't tell me I missed it, because then I have to take the points away. I don't start looking until the assignment closes. This is important. I used to grade it like immediately when it came in. And what happened was everything's due on Sunday. On Thursday, I was starting to grade them, and I found out the students were talking to each other, telling the other people what to look for, what not to look for, and what to do and what not to do. And I just felt that was kind of unfair to the people who turned it in. So I won't even look at it. In fact, the stuff you're going to do this week, I won't even look at it until Tuesday. Reason being, next week on Monday, when we have our session, I used to grade it by Monday, and then unfortunately the next session turned into a review of why they get a certain grade. So if next Monday when we start doing the session, if you go, hey, how did I do on my last thing? I'll be like, I have no clue. I didn't look at it yet. So I won't look at it until Tuesday of next week, because I don't want it to interfere with the next session. Why did you get a 0? Let's say you contacted me and you said it's not going to get in on time, and we work it out. But all of a sudden a 0 shows up. It's happened rarely, but it has happened. I've had it happen to me a couple of times. FSO sometimes grades itself. If it doesn't see something, and the system just freaks out and puts a 0 in there. Don't panic. I can change that. It's very simple to change. So if we worked it out and all of a sudden you see a 0 pop up, the system probably graded it for you, which it does that. And it's very harsh grader. My comments, all my comments are individualized. I do not have a bank of comments anywhere. I'm not saying other teachers do. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that I do not do any copying and pasting of comments. All my you'll know, because when I make my comments, I make comments based on what you wrote and what you handed in. So you'll see that. Now, it is a flexible class, very flexible. I want you to really stretch yourself, be imaginative, be creative. But if it says you have to use iMovie, which, by the way, nothing does, if it says you have to use PowerPoint, then you have to use PowerPoint. Okay, there's a reason for it. So just make sure if it says you have to use something like iMovie or PowerPoint that you do. Okay, copyrights. I'm not going to police this very much, you know. Just if you use something from the internet, just say, hey, I got this from the internet, you know. And if you use something from a previous work you did, just say, hey, I got this from my previous work. That's all. Okay, now here's lawyer ball. What I'm saying is, like I said, I'm pretty easygoing about this, but sometimes the rubric might. Well, here, I'll give you this. Have you ever heard of the spirit of the law versus the letter of the law? Are you guys familiar with that term? Those terms? Like, for example, let's let's say you're driving down the street and the speed limit is 55 and you're going 55.1. Well, if the cop wanted to be nasty, they could pull you over. You're speeding. The letter of the law says you're speeding. The spirit of the law is not that you're speeding at 0.1 over. If you're going 10 miles over, yeah, you're speeding. That's the spirit of the law. So with the rubric, if the rubric might have a slight, not a typo, but the rubric might say something, and the spirit of the rubric means you should have done X, Y, Z. But what it says down there, it says W, X, Y, Z. So don't start playing lawyer ball going, well, this does say W, X, Y, Z, not X, Y, Z. Like I said, I'm happy to work with you. You don't have to play lawyer ball. I really haven't had anyone do that in months. Okay, don't assume these policies go forward. Always go by the dashboard, not the syllabus for dates, because sometimes dates change. Always go by the dashboard. If I missed anything, I'll email you. Okay, everybody good? Supposed to cheer. Supposed to go, yeah, woo. Okay, who wants an A? There we go. Now we're going to get some A's. The rest of you don't want A's? You're supposed to go, woo. There we go. Now that's worth an A. That's like an A plus. Okay, what we're going to do first. Okay, well, Douglas just got an A plus plus there. Whoa, he been all caps. That's meaning something. Very good. Okay, now what we're going to do here, we're going to talk about the first assignment. The first thing is called the secret selling game. A secret selling game, you don't have to be selling a product. In our case, we're not selling a product, but I am going to show you ones that do. What we're selling is education. You're sneaking it in there with a game. The old Fat Albert cartoon, I'm pretty old, so I remember it. The intro said, if you're not careful, you might learn something before it's done. So that's really what it is you're playing this game and you don't realize you're learning something. That's the goal of a secret selling game. So what is the capital of North Dakota? Is that Pierre? Bismarck? I don't remember. I don't feel like looking it up right now. Let's see one, shan't we? Okay, so let me close this. I know one of you was out there looking to see the capital of North Dakota. I think it's Bismarck. I think it's Pierre, South Dakota. Pretty sad. I used to know all that. See, some stuff I don't remember. Okay, so come on, get up there. Okay, now, if anybody has a weak heart or gets scared easily, please tell me now. This is an extremely scary game. I'm going to turn the music on briefly. Get ready to be scared. Very scary, isn't it? Ooh, that lightning is scary. Okay, here's a game called Haunted House. It's free. Who made this game? Can you tell? Look at the screen. Tell me if you can tell who made it. I'll give you a minute or two. Look around. I didn't make it. How'd you know it was Kmart? Very good. The Kmart symbol. Okay, let's play it. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to get to a particular point. Okay, let's see. I don't feel funny tonight. No, I'm not feeling super either. I'm feeling pretty. Okay, I'm gonna be a princess. I'm feeling pretty. Okay, here we go. And now you're like, whoa, what the hell is this guy doing? Okay, so here we go. We're playing the game. Do 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 do. Go go go. Why are you being so troubled? There we go. Okay, let's go here. Do, do. Ah, ghost! Oh, see, I told you this game is very scary. Ooh. If you're scared, tell me. It's okay. Ooh, get out of my way, ghost. Oh, there's something else. Oh, look, floor candy. I always like to eat floor candy. That was good. Pick up that skull. Like I said, I'm going to play this for a second. Oh, I love the pictures here. Look at. By the way, I just pointed to my screen as if you could see me. Look at the picture. Watch the picture's eyes. I just think that's so cute. Okay, where's the ghost? Ah, go away. Now, is this the toughest game in the world? No, not at all. Like I said, I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, let's go in here. There go the eyes again. Okay, hey guys. Okay, put your hands down. Thank you. Ah, cat. By the way, me and my family, we're the crazy cat people. We have 9 of them right now. At most, we had 10, and they're all indoor cats. Come here, you. Yes, I'm picking you up. Ugh, now my computer's starting to freeze. So we are the crazy cat people. We know it. Okay, let's go here. Oh, put your hands down. Hey, they're doing the wave. Haha. Here we go. Okay, keep going. Okay. Now, like I said, the game itself is not a bad game. It's kind of fun. I played it with my kids. They enjoyed it. Let's go in here. Ah, another cat. Okay, go down here. Oh, what's going on? Oh, what is this? A green wraparound monster. I'm going to stop playing it here. If you want to play it, it's a fun game. Okay, so here's where the secret selling comes in. Now, this isn't too secret. I mean, they're selling you something, but they're not beating you over the head with it. It's a little commercial. You go right back to the game, but maybe you say to yourself, oh, that was kind of fun. Yeah, a green wraparound monster would be kind of cool. So this is an example of a secret selling game. It's where the game itself, if you looked at it, you're like, they're not selling me anything. But everything in there is a Kmart issue. In fact, if they didn't have this commercial, you might remember that you picked up a green wraparound monster in the game and go, hey, I wonder where I can get one of those. Here's another example. Okay, now this one, I'm not going to play the words. The guy's kind of raunchy. Okay, I collect old video games, by the way, and I have this one. I have played it. It's sad. Now, I know the graphics are horrible. It's from '83. What do you expect? But
okay,
okay, there we go. Here, this one, when it came out back in '83, the goal. Okay, you're 2 kids. That's you up there. You and I guess your brother, sister, and that's Sugar. So the goal of this game. Oh, watch out! It's a thirsty. Watch out for that guy. The goal of this game is to put together the components of Kool-Aid and bring forth the Kool-Aid Man. It's kind of like the occult. So to get this game, you had to, I think, submit 125 box tops or something, or points, and it was basically a Kool-Aid was a point. So I drank a lot of Kool-Aid to get this game. So just that fact alone, you sold your product. Here, and here's what happens towards the end. Let me get. Okay, so when you put together all the Kool-Aid stuff, now once again, if you have a weak heart, please look away. It's extremely scary. Oh God, there he is. Oh yeah. Didn't that look realistic? Didn't you think he was coming out of your computer screen? Oh yeah. So once again, this game is a horrible game, but it was selling something. Now, just the fact, like I said, you had to drink all that Kool-Aid to get the game was selling enough. Okay, we don't have to play that anymore. Now, there's other games too. I don't know how many of you remember the Spot game from 7-Up. 1993. Oh, there he is down there. Any remember the Spot game? Oh, yeah. The cool Spot. Let's just jump forward. There he goes. Oh, I don't know why he's attacking Mr. Krabs there. Ah, watch out for the crabs. This is basically like a Mario kind of game. Much better graphics. And once again, no point in this game is he saying drink 7-Up, buy 7-Up, but you're playing the 7-Up spot. Here's another one. Does anyone remember the Noid from Domino's Pizza? Please don't tell me I'm the only one. Thank you. Oh, God. I was starting to feel really old. Yeah, here's the Noid. Okay, let's just get into it here. See? Same kind of game. You're just walking across, and it's like a Mario game. And I think this one dealt with you how to do something with pizza. And this actually came out in 88, I think. It's like a DOS version of a game. Oh, 89. There it is. Oh, Share Data. I remember them. Avoid the Noid. This is DOS-based. See, that's you trying to deliver pizza, and you got to avoid those Noids. Ah, he got hit by the Noid. It's kind of like a Popeye game, I think. I don't get this. I don't know many pizza guys who like lunge in the air like that. Okay, enough of that game. Now let me. There's one other thing I want to show you. I forgot to bring it up. See how slow my computer is? Make them give me a new one. Okay. The standard. There he is. I remember a while ago I ran into these people. The standard deviants. They were bought out recently. Actually, a few years ago. They were bought out by the Cerebellum Corporation. But the standard deviants was an improv group that taught you things. See? I'm not going to really show. See, they have Shakespeare stuff. They had world geography, Africa. They had all sorts of things. So this was, like I said, an improv team who's taught you things. And once again, it was very funny. And they weren't beating you over the head with the knowledge. They were just giving you fun and interesting things, and you kind of got it from there. So far, so good. I don't hear any screams of pain yet. I want to show you a few examples so you know what you could probably do. Everybody good? Supposed to cheer. Woo, this is great. Don't make me break out my Dr. Decent stuff. I'll do it. It'll be up to your neck in reading. Did all you have Dr. Decent? Yeah. I love Dr. Decent, but Chris, but man, he goes overboard with that reading. He's going nuts with it. I'm sure he did that to you guys. Okay, where are my examples? Here we are. Examples. Okay. Secret selling game. Let me show you a few examples that other people have done. Okay, let's see. Let's find a good one here. I'll open up a few of these. Try this one first. What you're going to create for your exercise, for your assignment, is you are going to create a game. It's as if you're the most amazing computer programmer in the world. You can program any kind of game. It could be an app, it could be anything, but high-tech stuff. And you're going to storyboard it out. That's what all these PowerPoints are. They're simply storyboards to give me an idea of how the game works. Now, this person put in the rationale for the game, some of the concepts you're going to pick up. Now, this person actually works in the financial aid office at a college. And her game was you're going to follow the student's journey through enrollment through graduation using this flight analogy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and here's the structure. Here's the levels of the game. Once again, she didn't program any of this. None of this functions. I can't click on it and make it happen. But she's storyboarding it how it would work. So there's an example of one type of game. That looks like it's a roller coaster. Let me find another one. Tower Coins. I'm trying to remember who did this one. I don't remember Amy doing this one. Okay. Amy did this one. I'll take her word for it. I don't remember Amy doing this one. But she's saying, oh, it would work on these. Does she have a game that works on these? No. But she's saying, oh, it's meant for those. And she got her inspiration from Tetris. And she's going to teach. I think she taught young kids. I think she was like second grade or first grade, maybe even kindergarten. And they're playing with money. they're trying to match money and figure out how much. See, your score is 90 cents. So she was teaching counting money and stuff using a Tetris game. So you notice she didn't reinvent the wheel. She didn't come up with a brand new game completely out of the blue. She based it on Tetris. That's fine. Here, I'll show you another one. Rank rep. Here we go. I always showed Morton's. Okay. Morton was in the military. Still is, actually. Okay, so his game, once again, runs on this. He used these as his inspiration. Here's his concept. He's in the military. This game could run on a little phone. If someone who's about to join the military, maybe they want to know what the insignias mean. So this game helps them do it. So here, I'll show you some of the screens. Here you go. This is just like Candy Crush. Anybody hooked on Candy Crush like I am? It's sad. It's a horrible game, but I'm hooked on it. It's like a drug. See, you match it. You match the ranks. And once again, this is not moving or anything. I'm just going from slide to slide. It looks like it's moving, but it's not. It's just one slide to another. See? And that now made the Sergeant First Class. So that's based on Candy Crush. Let's see. Let's see what Jay's was. I don't remember what Jay's was. I might be a storehouse of useless trivia, but I can't remember my name from one day to the next. Let's see. Oh, Pick a Shot. That's right. He was the photographer. Okay, so his game is where you choose you'll have a situation. It's kind of like The Sims, if you're familiar with that game. You have to build your camera, the correct camera for the correct situation. See, select your gear, select your job. He didn't map out the whole thing where he would be taking the pictures, but that was the idea of the game. It's kind of like The Sims. Sure, one more. What was this? What was Andrew? The Wacky Knights and the Clever Lever. Okay. See, this one went all out. He went through all these different characters and things. He drew that himself. I thought that was terrific. Okay, he's teaching levers. Class 1 lever versus the Class 2 lever. Trebuchet. I remember hearing about that. Okay, so here's how the game plays. See, you throw egg on your face. I think I have the wrong version of this, because he had one that had more pictures in it. Okay, so anyway, what you're going to create is you're going to use your imagination to create a secret selling game. It's a game that needs to teach something. Let's go to the, here we go, creating a secret selling game. You have to tell me what is being sold, or tell us what's being sold, how it's going to happen. Basically, how the game's played. Now, once again, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to come up with a brand new game that never seen the light of day. If you want to base your game on, like, Clue, for example, that's fine. But you have to be a little more creative than that. Don't just say, oh, yeah, my game is called Hints, and I have Mr. Blue and Professor Magenta. Things like that. Okay, that's you're kind of just basically stealing Clue. So you want it has to be a good game. It does not have to be functional. Like I said, you're not creating something that's actually going to work. You're storyboarding it. It just have a logical sequence to it. Once again, don't copy characters. But if you want to copy a character, let's say you want to use Pac-Man as your inspiration for something, that's fine. I'm not going to complain. If you're going to do a video, don't make it more than 2 minutes. If you could do slides, keep it around 20. If you go over, that's fine. If you go a little under, that's fine too. Not a big deal. Okay, so this is the secret selling game. Here's the rubric. Now, once again, I just want to see a nice job. I'm not going to nitpick at this. I don't know if you've had other teachers nitpick. I'm not a nitpicker. As long as you tell us what's being sold. Show us how the game works. Make sure you clearly describe it. Has a logical sequence. And once again, if you want to use Mario as one of your characters, just put a different hat on him. That's fine. It's unique to me. answer the prompts. It has these different prompts in here. Okay, reflect on your work. So answer them. And I'd like you to use APA styling, formatting when you look. If I don't know if we're going to do a peer review this month, but when you do your citations, if you can use APA formatting, that's great. If you can't, don't worry. I'm not going to go nuts on it. I could, but I'm not going to. Unless someone sends me dark chocolate, then you're all losing it. And once again, label it anything you want. I don't care. Okay, I'm not that much of a nitpicker here. I just kind of have to put this in here. So, any questions about that one? So once again, you're creating a storyboard, a structure of what your game could be, what it's going to sell, how it's going to do it. Give us some sample rounds. Show us what the game, how it plays. Everybody good? No. Okay, good. Like I said, if you have a question, tell me and I'll unmute you individually, because right now, if I unmute everybody, I'm going to get that weird feedback on my end. It's kind of like nails on a chalkboard. And the other thing you're going to do this week is you should be used to these. These are your postings, your reflection postings, and all that. Okay, so you should be used to these. Once again, you're supposed to cheer. Yeah, postings, woo! Nobody's cheering that. Oh, incredible. Okay, everybody good? This is just normal stuff you're used to doing, the RISE model and all that. Okay, so I'm going to try unmuting, and hopefully I don't get that feedback. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so we are done. I'm going to stop the recording.